There is nothing more infuriating than having an argument with somebody who has absolutely no clue what they're talking about. The only thing worse is when you're having an argument and all of a sudden they realize they're totally getting owned. Bang! Sucker punch to the nuts, and you're like, what the? I didn't even, what are you even going there for? Low blows blow. But gentlemen, good news. Today I'm going to help you win every argument every single time. Tip number 1 is learn who not to ever argue with. There are just some people out there that are absolutely impossible to argue with. They include stupid people, uninformed people, and women. There's absolutely no winning an argument if somebody is stupid, as in like just not that smart, or they're totally uneducated on a specific topic, or they're a woman. These are the facts, black and white, and they're like, ah! Tip number 2, know what not to ever argue about. Religion and politics. These two things, you know it, but you still see it on Facebook and social media. It drives me absolutely insane. Actually, it makes me laugh. You'll see people in like heated, knockdown, drag out debates, which is not even a debate. It's like, I think one thing, you think the other. I will never change your mind and you will never change mine. Tip number 3, never argue with emotional people. If you're arguing with somebody and they are obviously emotionally invested or tied to a topic, you can take logic and facts and toss them out the window. Emotion trumps reason. So if you see that somebody's obviously emotional, move on, amigo. There's no winning. Tip number 4, never argue with somebody who's been drinking. Just don't. It's horrible. All right, so you're about to get into an argument with somebody. First, go through the checklist. Do they check any of those first 4 boxes? If the answer is yes, don't engage, don't argue, because you will never win. But if they don't, then it's safe to engage. Remember tip number 5, which is stay calm. Calm. Have you ever argued with somebody and they start getting all crazy nuts? You maintain composure, right? It's super frustrating for them, and you ultimately can think a little bit clearer, more rationally, and have a better time getting through if you maintain composure. Tip number 6 is stick to the facts. Don't go all like assumptions and hearsay and rumors. Facts. Tip number 7 is ask questions, because a lot of times people's arguments totally fall apart when you actually ask them to explain, because a lot of times they're just regurgitating some soundbite or talking point. Oh, that's interesting. Why is that exactly? Because. Tip number 8 is maintain an open mind. Understand that you may be wrong. I know it's dumb, and you're like, what? No, I know. Trust me. But on the off chance that they actually have some valid points, it's probably a good idea to actually hear them and not just be so closed off because you're so busy trying to win. Bring us to tip number 9, which is acknowledge valid points. When somebody says something and you all of a sudden are like, okay, that kind of makes sense, let them know. And last but certainly not least, tip number 10 to win an argument every single time. Look for a win-win. So often we get so fixated on actually being right or winning an argument that we lose sight of the ultimate goal, which is to maintain a friendship and to be reasonable. Because I see a lot of people engaging in arguments and fighting, both in social media, but just in general. And they're so focused on winning that they lose sight of being rational. One of the keys to having a healthy relationship is not how well you do when you're actually getting along. That's easy. It's how you communicate and how you argue together. And so I wanted to do a video and just talk a bit about arguing and some definite constructive points and how you can do it better. Because, you know, winning an argument's great, but ultimately maintaining that friendship and love is much more important. Here's the deal, gentlemen. To win an argument every single time, you need to know when to pick your battles, right? You need to know who to argue with. You need to know about what to argue with. You need to know some ground rules in order to argue effectively, efficiently, and like a gentleman. Unless, of course, you're arguing with a woman, and then logic, reason, facts, you lose every time.